individual,
Yes,
which is the most valuable, I think.
absolutely. Matt, did you want to add anything? I kind of stole all your.
No, you did a great job there, so, yeah, it's just, it's no longer, you know, when people talk about DARE, you know, there's kind of this, you know, image of the Nancy Reagan era, just say no to drugs, kind of the, you know, kind of harsh, just say no. Now we've kind of changed that model up and giving kids a fighting chance with, you know, critical thinking skills rather than just saying no and walking away. And so, yeah, it's absolutely rebranded, backed by science, and it's working. It's doing a great job. So it's fun to do. It really is. So
When my kids were doing it, it was a tutorial on what drugs to try.
yeah, yeah,
Goodness gracious.
It's not good.
yeah.
Oh, there's another one we can try.
I don't know. I'll miss McGruff.
Well, they cover everything from suicide to, you know, bullying to only 1 of the 10 weeks is actually on drugs.
Yeah. So it's not hyper focused on just drug, you know, what that is, but we talk about awareness and effects of, and it's just based on those critical decision making models to, you know, make healthy choices in everything that we do. I mean, we can all probably take something away from Darren. What's great about it is, you know, it's all hands on. So I teach it. They hear me talk for a while. We teach it on the screen, so we hit all the learning abilities, and then we also, you know, we do hands-on lessons as well. And then there's stuff that they bring home, and so I usually put like a newsletter that goes out to parents, and so get that parent involvement. So we're starting to eventually change that culture within their family environment too. So.
But just so you know, we did not purchase this with county funds. Fully donated, everything. And we were going to obviously put on the wrap all those sponsors and donated. It'll say donated by.
Let's say, how can we recognize that? Because that's a heck of a.
We also want to do another unveiling, so to speak, when it's all done and recognize all of the donors, including our community credit union that has already donated money to the program and others. And it's going to impact our community kids.
And so you're working with Kelly and Jen and others on the fleet.
Well, that's where this kind of comes in. When I talked to Jen, she said we should do a resolution, or have you guys accept the resolution for the donation of the car.
Get it. Yep.
So
We have
there's
to.
an attached resolution in your packet there that we're asking you to sign off on and go from there.
Okay.
Sound about right?
I agree with that.
Okay. Well, I can I run in with the second
Please.
part of this?
Yeah.
Since I kind of ran the PLRs and the budget process earlier in the last meeting that we had a month ago-ish or so, you guys had asked us to come back with a couple of things to clean up on. Is Kelly here? Nancy Kelly. Darn it. I was supposed to be here. Anyway, starting number one, we talked about the deputy's position and trying to maybe use opioid settlement funds to create that position, and to fund that position. And we would do a DARE position out of it, and that would allow Matt to do full-time, along with some part-time folks in our, from our patrol fleet to do some more instructing to some of the other schools. We set this up in I think you asked for like 3 years, 150 a year should get us through. We've already got a car covered on it. I just don't know what the process is. We've talked to Dave, and
We have
kind
a-
of,
we have a workshop on the 10th for the opioid funding, because we have a number of folks that are looking to,
Yeah.
to touch that fund.
And I know for myself on that one, I think I'm comfortable even making sure I'm committed there on this one as it stands now. Regardless, but we probably can't do it until the 10th, tell you let's do that, but I'm not, I don't waver on this one at all. I think this is one of the no-brainer ones, low-hanging fruit that we could do something with. That's my personal commitment. That's all I can do until we have it before us.
I'm still waiting for the end of all the presentations before I'll commit to anything.
well, I just wanted to clean up our presentations then. There's information on here about what we're expecting to get out of this program. If you have any questions about it, we can dig further and deeper with Matt here as to his ideas.
Does anybody need a copy of it, or you all have it in the briefing?
I just want to clarify something though. We're talking about the opioid funds, not the general fund, and a special fund allotment though, right?
Well, yeah, it's opioid fund,
Yeah,
so there's.
But it's not general.
Not general, okay.
Well, unless we decide to do something else with the opioid. So to me, it's not a I still have to,
I get you.
I'm still working that in my brain,
Okay.
my little block.
Either way, we want a full-time deputy. We understand you guys are in a difficult position. This was an option to pay for that. The next section, I believe, was on training. You'd asked us to clean up the training and come up with some priorities. I had Chief Rhodes go through this. He would be here, but he's getting all of his wisdom teeth pulled. It's a joke. So, you can see where we've got a group of priorities here. We labeled them off. About $34,000 is the cost for the highest priority training programs that we need, what they are, and the justifications behind them. And then we drop into a second priority being 26,000, and then a third priority being about 17,000. We ask that you fund that full section on the priority one.
Okay.
May I for a second? Did you check all those against current?
I'm sorry.
Their requests, did we check them against the current funding and make sure we have no duplicate, that it's actually an extension of more funding?
I don't think she's seen this much of a detail to it, so we would have
Oh,
to sit down and
okay.
talk with her and walk through it. I
Then
believe.
please go, she can get that, that's all right, then she can get that back to us later. Because that's a question we definitely need to make sure and find out. You know, it's priority, but it's already partially covered on this, and it's that number 12 instead of 24.
Okay. How do you want to proceed with that? Work with her and have her come up with a number?
Yeah.
Council?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I was still looking.
Okay.
I would think, and then she'll tell us what part is over and above to be considered maintenance, because if it's already maintenance, then there's no reason to talk about it, because she's got it already set aside the maintenance. And
To the best of my knowledge, none of it is maintenance as we've gone through this.
And this would all be, this was,
Let
this
me
was
rephrase
all
that.
under
It
the
hasn't been
training.
maintenance. The
Right.
priority one should be maintenance because it's stuff that we have to do.
But she may have some of the dollars already
Allocated in another spot. I got
for-
it, I
for-
forgot.
That's what I'm talking about. So we find that out, the numbers change and they go down, it makes it easier to.
And then the last one was the expansion on the evidence building. Commissioner, you'd brought up that you'd like to see it broken down into 2 years. When I started talking to Kelly about this, I'm scratching my head going, I've never done anything like this. I could foresee this thing being a 3 or 4 year project, and talking with Kelly, we would like to get the first year where we can do some dirt work, get some fencing in, and then do some larger scale planning with an architect and stuff. I was hoping Kelly was gonna be here, because we had been talking a number between 100 and 150,000. Being
He's online.
He's online
Oh.
up there. I don't know if he's listening though.
Kelly, are you listening?
push the little button, Kelly.
So, and these are out of REIT funds, not out of general fund. And I appreciate that you guys have gone back to do that, so it'd be this much over a period of time. When the time comes, I don't know that we're ready to do that, but I can see it, and I don't think it'd affect our general fund, and I'd be supportive of the REIT funds going in that direction.
It's gonna make a big impact. I know that you guys, I don't know if you've been updated. I think we updated you on how many firearms we're ended up storing now with the new laws. We have outgrown our evidence facility. It's just ridiculous over there how much we have to store at this point. And this has been a long-term thing. We've known it's coming. So this is very timely for us to get more space to be able to move that evidence room.
And you were here the last time, what we had talked about was moving in stages, so you can go to that to a shell. Move some of the things that can be handled in the shell and stuff like that, and.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
That was easy. I have one for you.
Oh,
So I was trying to figure out who went and picked up the tires on Cole, and found out that it was you guys.
Yes.
So thank you so very much for stepping up and doing that service. It was, I don't think she knows yet either, so I was gonna either give her a call or have staff call her, but to let her know that it was you guys. You know?
Yeah, I think there's over 100 tires.
Yeah.
Jail loader crew went and picked them up.
Yeah,
Took them 2 trips because they filled the trailer completely.
yeah. Yeah, it looks amazing there, and and other people were starting to dump stuff there too, so,
It draws.
right, it does, so, thank you guys so much.
That was the undersheriff putting that out at our staff meeting, and the jail chief jumped on it immediately.
Yeah,
Or the lieutenant, the
Thank
new
you.
lieutenant.
thank you.
Is that it?
Anything for the sheriff's?
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, please
Thank
drive
you.
through.
Please keep us updated on.
Yeah, and we will include you guys with the, when we do the unveiling of the vehicle at some point, or at least put an invitation out, because we have so many community partners that are getting
You know
involved.
what? It might be fun to have Matt do the presentation, a similar presentation to what we had at the sheriff's breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was awesome, because it gave me a better idea of what was going on with the DARE program.
Sure. For the,
For the commissioners as a whole,
okay, sure.
Yeah,
just so that you know what the new DARE program
Yeah.
looks like.
right, because I saw it, and I thought it was very cool.
I've already seen parts of it too at breakfast, but also sitting down with him, so, but if you want it for the public,
Oh, that's up to you guys.
It's up to you as well, so.
Okay.
we'll-
All right,
we'll be back.
you're talking about it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, public health.
Okay.
Hello. You look nice and warm, I love it.
I usually don't wear turtlenecks because it's too hot inside. It's a little chilly.
Our buildings are kind of weird.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's 63 degrees coming out of the vent when I first got there this morning, and then it was 103 coming out of the vent just a little bit ago, so it's up and down. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Melissa.
Okay. First item I have is overnight single adult emergency shelter. So last month we opened, or I guess yes, it's November. Last month we opened an RFP, a request for proposals for single adult overnight emergency shelter, up to 35 beds, with the ability to scale up in the event of severe weather. We received one application from a newer agency called Shelter Works. The Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board reviewed this at a special meeting.
Shelter or Shelton?
Shelter Works. The advisory board reviewed the application last week and would like to make the recommendation to the Board of County Commissioners to move forward with the proposal. So to be clear, what I have here is not a contract, it's just kind of information only. I have some of the details of the proposal that we can go over together, but really just permission for staff to meet with the agency and go over the details of it to develop a contract. Again, because they are newer, we did receive a list of all of their current or their new board members. I don't recognize any of the names. We have not, the county has not contracted directly with anybody who's associated with this new agency. So I can't speak at this time to what their performance would be, if there's any concerns with their performance. I did look into a couple of other things, such as the conditional use permit for Community Lifeline's building, because this agency is going to partner with Community Lifeline to rent it for the period of 4 months to provide the overnight shelter. So I don't know if the conditional use permit, I'm assuming from what I've read so far, it sounds like it's attached to the building and not to an entity, so it's not attached to Community Lifeline. But I'm not an expert, I need to do some more research on that.
So I've been looking in the back,
I,
and Eric's back there, and he's nodding, so.
Yeah, it is, the use permit does follow the building.
okay,
It's probably the only location that would work this winter for a shelter because it's already got the use permit. Any other agency, a church or anybody would probably have to apply for a use permit and go through sprinklers and the whole works, health department and everything. It probably wouldn't happen before winter was over, so now next year would be a different story, but this year, not enough time.
it'd be the same in the county. The difference would be a change of use permit, but it's not a change of use, it's the same use, so it would stay with the zoning and the building and stuff like that. The only thing that I know, because we have monies, how much monies do we already have? Because we're supposed, I've gotten phone calls too and stuff like that, but at the same time, this is our job, whether some people like it, I appreciate it, they have issue with it, that our job though is to make sure that we provide services that we're paid to provide sometimes. Do we know how much money we have in this account for this?
For the RFP re-release of $149,000 and I think $744. The proposal did come in, if you calculate, they provided a monthly expense. It comes out a little bit over that at $154,025. They did state in their application that they intend to braid other funds, but they didn't provide the details of that. So we don't really know how much they have available to provide the service. The advisory board did discuss this and agreed that it's a small enough amount, which we do have in reserve. I think at the top of my head, I want to say it's about $250,000 to $300,000 in reserve. We purposely kept that reserve because we did receive 20% less funding this year for homeless response system. Rental assistance was a lot less than we've had in the past, and we're charged by Commerce to maintain services, so we want to make sure we have backup when it's needed. But there is additional dollars to cover that. I think the difference is about 4,000.
Yes, about
280.
yeah, yes, yeah.
So the weight will be carried in the city no matter what, so my only provision is that we get buy-in from the city. If the city's bought in, I think it's our job to provide these services, regardless of personal opinions and stuff.
No, the city is part of that.
We can't make any decisions on that building. That building is already approved for the zoning. It's already got a bush permit. If we try to stop it or change it, we could get sued.
Right, I
Well-
think we're talking about the service.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you, but we need to have the city, not one, we need them just to tell us they don't have an issue, that's all.
Okay.
Well, that was just my opinion. The other ones haven't said anything yet, so.
Well, I already did in the,
Oh, that's right.
in the
you're part of that
committee,
group,
so,
yeah.
And the city is part of that committee, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
so, I mean,
Correct.
We
The
don't
city
have
member
it.
did vote to move that forward to you
Right.
guys, yes.
Okay.
Which wasn't me.
Right.
Any other
I think
questions?
no, I think, well, it's a service that we have to provide, and so I support moving forward.
So I will come back probably, hopefully next week, if not the week after, with a contract for the board's review and approval. Okay, we will reach out and start working with the provider on a contract. There's,
Might be fun to meet them.
would you like me to
I've
invite them
never-
to do a?
Maybe, I would be interested to know how, I mean, they don't have to do a presentation or anything like that, but I've never heard of them before. And so it might be fun just to, as a,
Put faces to names.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And you know Sam Loomis, he's partnering with this group.
sure,
He's been a part of multiple nonprofits over the years.
okay. Yeah, yeah, it'd be fun, kind of fun to meet them, see what their goals are too, you know, how do they plan to move forward?
We can do that.
Again, just before we expend money or sign a paper to expend money, make sure it's cleared.
Will do. No, I have a lot of follow-up questions. So, okay, we will start working on that. Anything else on that item? Okay. The next item I have is the local homeless housing plan, the 5-year plan. So you may recall that earlier this summer, the county contracted with 2 facilitators to develop our plan. I think they've done a wonderful job. Really engaging stakeholders. They did a 3-day, or like 2.5-day summit, a lot of one-on-one meetings and community surveys to develop the plan. I think that's really important because this is community driven, and I think our local providers are really going to be taking ownership of a lot of the things that are in that plan. But the plan is finally in kind of a draft form. And I have to apologize because I think I should have started this process a little bit sooner. I called Cammie last week. Thank you for your help with it. We are required by Commerce to do a public hearing. And so I requested a date for that. But the only concern I have is that there are no action agendas until the 25th. So
What's the deadline?
the plan is due to Commerce in the month of December.
Right.
So
And we have a time on the 9th of December, we can get a hearing in, right?
Right, but I know that we have to, it has to be approved, a public hearing has to be approved at an action agenda?
Just to put one on,
Yes.
to do a public hearing, we need 2 weeks' notice.
Right.
It wouldn't be the first time that it happened here, first of all, in a briefing, just to allow it to go out for.
Okay,
Just
that's
as long
what,
as it's advertised.
the notice
for
and,
public-
For 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be the first time, it's not normal, but,
When we get to the end of the year, it's
yeah,
always
when
difficult.
things
Yeah.
are important, we have to work within the stuff we have. And I would be, if you're telling me that it's necessary, then I would be supportive of that. Other than that, I'm not, cause I think we're supposed to go through the process.
right. I learned what the process is. So the request here would be for approval to do the public hearing on December 9th. I think the calendar was open for that day. And then what I'm hearing is that if the board approves today, we could release it today.
That's what, again, only, I wanna be careful, it's only in the rarest times,
Sure.
but, I would not object to that if
Yeah.
they wanted to advertise. The only thing we're doing is okaying it to advertise it,
The hearing.
yeah.
Okay,
It looks like you've got 3 head nods.
And advertising it means scheduling it.
Right.
correct. Okay, okay. I appreciate the flexibility there. I panicked a little bit because of all the holidays.
So
Okay.
many.
I think it is important to get public input on the plan, so appreciate that. I don't have, those are the only 2 items I have.
Okay, Ian.
Morning, Commissioners. This is an item to just give you guys a heads up, because I know it's, high on your radar, code enforcement issues. We do have some impacts that are currently happening to our solid waste code enforcement program, as well as future impacts that are coming up soon. One is our funding that we get from ecology is no longer sufficient to support what we were calling 3/4 of an FTE. It now only covers about a half FTE. And that's for a lot of reasons. One is that funding source has stayed pretty stable, not increasing at all over the years that we've been receiving it. Also, we used to get money at the end of the year from ecology that was funds that were unspent by other jurisdictions, and we did not receive that last year. We don't expect to receive that this coming year. There's just not a lot to go around. And in addition to that, the full-time solid waste code enforcement staff member that I have will be going on extended leave, probably somewhere in January. So that could be, that's gonna have a major impact on our code enforcement program. Both our current response times as well as follow-up response times. So just wanted to keep you apprised of the situation.
Heads up.
Do you see any other pockets in there that you could utilize any of those funds for something temporary? Anything with, Hood County Court and Council for PIC, anything you can think of,
Well, the staff member will be doing PIC work. They will be working in our water quality program, because that's where we have our funding, but it can't be used for solid waste code enforcement, unfortunately.
well, just keep your eyes open, see if we can. So I think it's important to all of us that are here at this table, just trying to find out how to do it, especially in a rough year.
And a lot of that was funded by FPHS, right?
Yeah, one FTE is FPHS, and then the half now is ecology grant.
Cammy, do you need the remote?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Thank you. Well,
That's all, no ask.
no, I appreciate the heads up and what you're doing. I think you guys have done more than what people see, so
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Okay, for me, got contracts in Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. They reflect the current state of the federal funding. So maternal child health grant, which had 67,000, is gone. It's been wiped, and that's been replaced with $5,320.
21.
21. That's right.
What?
To get us through from now until January, which is not enough, but we've got some funds we can carry. As for the maternal child health, children with disabilities, that piece of the work. So that's going to go forward until the first of the year. Hopefully the feds will have things changed out by
So
then.
is that funding a person or a service?
It's funding half a person. So maternal child health block grant, I helped set up back in 2010. And we funded it so that every county would have enough money, $67,500, then that would pay for a nurse. Well, that paid for a nurse 15 years ago, it does not pay for a nurse now. So now with all the, it's about half. And now with it going away completely, that $5,300 will be enough to get us started, and then we're working with DOH to see if we can get some more funds from DOH. But I mean, everybody else is scrambling for funds from DOH as well, and I think DOH has laid off 200 people. So Pierce County laid off 20 last week. We're doing good in that we haven't had to lay off anybody, but that comes from not, upstaffing so much during COVID that when the funds went away, everybody's having to lay off. So we didn't have that problem. Like I said, the contracts are in. We got another $200,000 for the FIG grant, which is the Public Health Infrastructure Grant, which is paying for 2 positions, so we don't lose those 2 positions, and that's really support at both buildings for front counter, Spanish, and that kind of work. So those 2 are in place for now, and I have a request in for another $166,000 to add to that to get us through the next. That would get us through 2027 on that grant.
DOH.
That's through DOH, yeah. That's on the CON. It's not part of FPHS. It's a different grant. We're going to the legislature to see if they can fix the funding problem with FPHS. So I'm not sure if I talked about it here before, but we were getting some of our funding with the vaping fund, and the legislature redefined what was vaping, what was tobacco, and we lost about a quarter of the funding in that account. So I'm in charge of trying to figure out how to make the cuts across the state. So we had to cut $4 million between January 1st and June 30, and then we may have to cut another $16 million. Actually, it's $20 million. But if we cut $4 million this year, then it counts against the $16 million that we would have to cut next year, and to spread those cuts across the state. So in the last go round, we really kind of took a big hit when the cuts came, and we took a 19.8% cut, where a lot of jurisdictions got a 2.3% cut. So I'm working to keep that a little more equitable going around this next time, to see if we can even that out. Some of the counties took a 27% decrease, and they're the smallest counties. So we're trying to defend what we do here in the rural end of the world, and
Good luck.
yeah, I know. It's going to be a tough legislative session, and in talking with our legislators, I said, don't bring policy to us. So we're bringing forward no policy requests. We're only going to be worried about budgets. So this is not the year to do policy. So and that's kind of where I'm at, working with that. We do have the opioid workshop next week on the 10th. We'll get the times out, and I sent everybody kind of the how much is in the account, how much we expect, and I've got the running totals on that. So right now, if we grant everything that's being asked for, we would expire the fund in 3.4 years.
What time is the meeting on the 10th?
Kenny, I haven't set the time yet.
Do you guys have a preference with that workshop plus comp plan workshop? Do you want afternoon or
And
what's your time?
so why the 10th and not the 8th or 9th?
Holiday veterans, 10th.
Veterans is the
11th, yeah.
Wait, I'm in December. Let's get out of December. Holy cow.
We avoid Saturday, Sunday meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, but why?
I haven't figured out how to avoid them.
So we have the Board of Health, right? Or is that canceled?
No, so we've got on the 12th, we have the solid waste special meeting, and then on the 25th, we've got the regular Board of Health meeting.
So the 12th is, what do you mean?
The solid waste.
It's a policy. It's actually,
Are we all part of that, or just her because she's solid waste?
No, all,
No, that's SWAC,
'Cause I don't have
that's
it
out
in
of Public Works.
I don't have it in my calendar. That's why.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right, we'll get that out.
Okay.
I don't have
Okay,
anything. Not yet.
so we'll get the agendas and things for that out today, so.
And that's for the 10th.
Yeah, as for the 10th, could we, I mean, we could go straight from a briefing, well, take a little bit of a break, because we
Yeah.
don't like breaks. Need them every now and then, but maybe we could squeeze something in on the 10th, commissioners?
Okay, and I will send out the documents that show how much money we have received and how much we expect to receive in the next 14 years.
So what is the other one we already have that we're gonna squeeze in on the 10th?
That's the comp plan.
We have comp plan.
Yeah.
On the 10th?
Be a long day.
Oh, you know, we used to do full days
Mhm.
for briefings, so.
Yep.
There are times when we're gonna have to do
Yeah.
that.
Those are my only two on the schedule so far. I
Right.
don't know
Okay.
now, but
Okay,
that will change, I'm sure.
probably.
I'm open to doing a lunch break and then coming back and doing both.
Like, say 1 o'clock,
Yeah,
start with workshop,
yeah, do 1 o'clock. And then,
1 to 2 for the food.
yeah, 1 to 2 for opioid and then 2 to, let's say maybe a 15-minute break between the opioid and the comp plan.
Okay,
Does that sound good, Grace?
and on the opioid, I'll invite Tim Whitehead as well,
Yeah.
since he's kind of a representative to the regional
Are you
council.
gonna need more time than an hour?
I think we can do it in an hour, because what I
think
really
so.
need,
We hope you
We
can
have
do it. in an hour.
guidelines.
but what I'm just asking from the board is give me some direction on how do you wanna do, do you wanna do big projects, do you wanna do a lot of small projects, and let's just talk about how long it takes to spend out the fund.
Sounds enjoyable.
'Tis the season, November, December, that's
Yes.
money.
Yeah, and we have, it's not like we have a choice, we've gotta get it done.
Right. Yeah, so we haven't spent any, so we haven't had to do any reporting, so as soon as we start spending, then we have, there's the whole reporting thing that happens, and we'll
Right.
get that spun up. That's actually
Well,
fairly
we've got
easy,
a few requests too, so.
yeah,
let's make
we've
sure
got
that-
3 for sure. So, North Mason, Sheriff's Office, and Coroner,
What was the coroner's one again?
for the Randox machine.
How much was that, do you remember?
I think we were looking at 30,000 a year,
Per year.
yeah, and that would cover test kits, licensing, and, programming updates.
Right. I believe that would help her get, what's it called, the jail is, and the sheriff's office are
Accredited.
accredited, thank you, yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay,
yippee skippy.
okay,
How
sounds
did
good.
your, all hands meeting?
Oh, the all staff went really well. We started off with we broke into teams to do an exercise on foodborne illness, like a mystery. And you used nurses and environmental health folks all working together in different groups to solve the, what made everybody sick thing.
It's called a murder
Yeah,
mystery?
it's kind of like a
It
murder
was
mystery,
called
yeah.
The Curse of the Contaminated Cauldron.
Yeah. And we had a lot of good training.
And it was also waterborne illness, because the EH said.
Right, we had 2 illnesses going, so we threw up for a loop there.
I thought you
And-
said waterboarding.
Yeah.
Born.
Yeah.
So that was the afternoon session.
Yeah. And we did a lot of training around the budget, got really into the weeds on the budget and on contracts, and the contracts I had just received the night before, went through them line by line on how it affects each person's
Good.
position, so, this is such a time of uncertainty, I wanna make sure that they should know everything that I know, cause otherwise people, make up the
Jump to conclusions.
jump to conclusions, so
No,
that's just.
that don't happen at all.
So,
Everybody that should be insulting you thought that.
yeah, so, and going forward, I'm meeting at least twice a week with Wasalfo and Wasack staff on the cuts.
Okay.
I will keep you informed as to how that's going. Right now, I'm not the most popular guy in the state, I'm the guy that's gonna be telling
I
who
am
gets what cut,
shocked.
yeah. So, for us, I think we could wind up with a $20,000 cut, we could wind up with a $120,000 cut, depending how things look on the first go round. 16 million, that's gonna be a whole new thing, and then we have to decide, Is it gonna be all borne by local public health jurisdictions, or is DOH gonna have to pony up? How about the tribes, how about the state board of health? It gets a lot more complicated.
Good. Okay. Anything else?
They'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you for the work you guys are doing on that septic out there.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yep, yep.
All right.
Now, Ian, I do have another string of texts to share with you.
I eagerly wait.
Yeah.
Eagerly await. All right. Travis, all you.
Sure. What's that? How I'm great, thank you.
No, it's all you.
All you.
Oh, okay, well
But
then,
I'm glad.
But
I'm
how-
happy
great.
to
But,
know.
but how are you?
still good. John, you are up first.
Dance really well, but that's
Wow.
okay. That's all you're gonna get, so.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. I will let our new staff member introduce herself so she can get back and start looking at all the things she's gonna be taking on. So Tanya, go ahead.
I'm Tanya Kenner, and I am the incoming training and exercise coordinator for DEM. So today is day one for me.
And he throws you
To
in
the
here.
wolves.
Oh, this is perfect.
Wow.
I love drinking from the fire hose, so
Yeah.
this is really good. I'm
Good
born
to
and
know.
raised in Mason County and have been very heavily involved with search and rescue for the last 6 years. And so just am really excited to come in and get oriented and get a little bit of the lay of the land and see what I can do to.
What part are you from?
A little bit all over, but Union.
Union.
Yeah, multi-generational Union family. So
Wonderful place.
yeah, I like it. It's a good, nice place to be from.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just really excited to see what I could do to help with Mason County emergency preparedness and develop some multi-agency relationships. And
We're excited to have you on board. So.
Thank you.
Yes, I've heard nothing but great things.
thank you. Same to you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks. Anything else you would like me to share?
No.
Okay.
Not unless you want to.
That's
Let's see.
hey, I've been at this job, what time is it? A few
11
hours.
plus.
6 after 11.
I recognize you,
Yes,
nice to see you.
You too. I didn't even realize that was you sitting there, so.
Welcome.
You too.
So I have two things, one's from Parks, one from Emergency Management, which is an update. The Parks, we have before you is a request to raise the rental rates, which is based on the CPI for urban areas. So we have that resolution as well as the documentation to support it.
I'm supportive.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yep, looks good.
3 nods.
Second thing, just an update. I had briefed that we had been approved for our new server for emergency management, which was a grant. They're now deciding who's gonna purchase it. So we're at the closing stages of it, and we were able to save money on the actual purchase itself. So that will be hopefully up and running within the next couple of months, and then we can look at how we can expand our training and exercise and get emergency workers onto our platform and still keep them separate from the county's platform, but still give them an opportunity to do the training that they need to reach the documentations that we have and be able to communicate with them fluidly, which is one of the challenges we have now. So I just thought I'd update you with that. That's all I have.
Okay. Any
Sure.
questions?
Oh, this is kind of somewhat off topic. We have a gentleman out in the Skoke that you've communicated with, or you've worked out all the details with that constituent, got him squared away,
About the flood?
or do we
The
need?
flood
No,
levels
I
and the
think,
monitoring.
I think we are, and I've talked to the administrator, we're gonna get a publication out to everybody explaining why. There are a lot of challenges, and I am not saying anything about my predecessors, but Skoke is one of those challenges because geographically, it may flood in one area this year, the same situation and levels next year floods somewhere else. So it's difficult to do that, especially with this alert and warning pieces.
Is there something we need to bring up with MACECOM? Get them
My challenge is there was an agreement that was made that we would watch the gauges, which I do not have staff for, and that when it reached 15 feet, we would send out a warning through Code Red. But not everybody in the Skoke Valley is on Code Red. And it doesn't reach the level of IPAWS. So if I send it out over IPAWS, we would lose our ability to use IPAWS. So my challenge is I want to make sure everybody's notified, but last year we had a older lady and her daughter needing to be rescued from flooding out there. They didn't know about Code Red. They weren't part of that alert system. And so that's my challenge, is that there are people out there that don't know about that system, and we're doing the best we can to publicize it. But I don't want to give alert and warnings over Code Red and not going out to everybody, but I can't elevate it to an IPAWS because it's not life safety at that point.
So we need to probably extend a little bit of money or time or something for a new educational class out there to get them signed up.
We
With the
also-
Grange being what they are right now there.
Yeah, we also spoke about, or talked about, sending out letters to each household with the address for the,
And we're looking at ways to address that, just being able to, and we'll register people if they get a hold of us. The challenge is that when we send it over Code Red, we've gotten people who said thank you and other people that came back and said, we don't want these messages unless it's life safety. So it's trying to balance those pieces, and I don't want people to drop off Code Red or the alert system. So we're trying to find a way to meet everybody's needs, but it's a,
Because
it
of
is a
the
challenge.
age of the people that are out there, and they are gonna be a little challenged at times, it'd probably be wise to do the letter, but also have a hands-on thing. It may be, if the Grange is not able to open, to allow for it, to have it maybe at that church that's just down the road from it. But at least you can get hands-on interactions and sign them up right there, just get them signed up.
And I think that's the next way we'll go, and I'll talk to traffic, because we'll go out there and sit down and have people come in and register, whatever way to get them on there. I just want to make sure before we sending alerts out that we've got as many people on there as we can. And to be honest, I do not have the staff to sit and watch river gauges at 15 feet when 16.5 is minimum flooding and 18 to 20 feet is severe flooding, but it doesn't flood in the same areas all the time, so.
Well, they can put together their own block watch type thing to help you to do that as well.
Well, and we've sent it out because all the gauges are online. I mean, you can pull them up and be able to watch them yourself, and I realize there are people out there that may not have the technology to do that. But we'll try to address that on an individual
Yeah, we did
basis.
have Chris look it up, and there's a state website that will actually send you alerts directly. You can sign up for it, so they can get alerts at whatever level that they want to. Chris is currently testing it right now to make sure that it works before we put something together to put out to the public. We don't wanna make we don't wanna send out bad information, so he's in the process right now testing it to make sure that those alerts come out the way that they want to, and then I do think Commissioner Netherland's point is a good point. There are lots of people out there who, not lots of people, but there are some people out there who may not have the technology or inclination to do it that way, but certainly a block watch program for those people who want to get those notifications from the state could then notify neighbors and kind of do it a little more grassroots rather than simply relying upon the county.
And we do have a CERT program out there, but it's not very robust, and this might be one of the ways to increase that program because it's there's a benefit to it, the more members that we have, so we will look at that. I think we're working towards a solution the best we can, and I know he wasn't happy with the solution that he had, but at this point, we're looking at better ways to do it, but that's the best we can do it right now.
All right,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I'm next.
You're next?
I think so.
Perfect, then you're next.
I'm waiting for this one.
Are you waiting?
Well, I'm waiting for the reaction for this one.
This
Let's
is,
see.
not something I'm used to doing, but, what we have is a sub-recipient agreement with Community Action Council for the Public Services Community Development Block Grant that we have. It's for $104,000. The grant's for $105,000. we get $100,000 for administrating the grant. So that's for my work on that I've done on the grant, including the briefing today. And so, pretty straightforward, same as it has been since 2022. And I'd like to put that on the action agenda November 25th for the chair to sign.
I wish that we had other people that could perform this duty, or another group, but I know we don't. And it is a requirement for the CDBG grant. So, my relationship with them has not been the best. But I'll support it.
Then you got mine.
It'll go on that
There's a
agenda for the
history here.
25th, so.
Yeah, there's a history here.
You know, maybe you can have your questions answered
Nope.
between now and then.
Ain't gonna happen.
Okay, on the 25th. Thank you.
Doesn't sound like we have a choice.
Yeah, let's say take the win. There's a long history there.
Yes, I
History.
understand, definitely. I can be the messenger on this one.
Appreciate that.
Thanks, thank you,
They wouldn't accept my phone call anyway.
thank you. That's it for me.
Okay,
Thank you.
relatively painless. You did great.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Did they give that one to you on purpose? I'm just curious. Everybody else knows the background there.
No,
Okay.
no, it was part of, just stepping into managing this grant as the grant manager for it, to do the briefing on and take on all of it, so I didn't, no.
No.
I gave her some background this morning.
A little bit, yes,
A
I'm glad
little.
she didn't tell me on Friday. Do you want me to say or go?
Whatever you want to do.
I wouldn't mind sitting for a few.
Okay,
Thanks,
great.
thanks.
All right, so I am next, I believe, unless
I
you.
believe so.
Okay. So I will share my screen. And I do have a slight change from what was turned into you last Wednesday. I made an error on the sheriff's office salaries and benefits and didn't include the 38,000 in there, so I put that in there. That was the overtime and holiday time that was approved when we went through the PLRs.
It's just budget docs and departments and offices.
No, it's under 2026 budget, and then in your folder, it's called 2026 proposed budget at 11/3/25, I believe, 2025, I believe.
2026. And then, could be under yours, personal.
Yeah, you each have an individual folder in there. So just a disclaimer that there's a $38,000 change since what was turned in. I did go in and update the salaries and benefits to include the medical change that Kim had briefed last week. So that is now included in the salaries and benefits. And I did also find an error that I had made in the sheriff's salaries and benefits. Besides the 38,000, I had included an FTE, so their salaries and benefits actually went down about 21,000, I believe, overall, since the October 27th briefing. But with that, our general fund revenue at this point in time, still estimating the $24 million beginning fund balance for 2026. And I'll analyze that again now that October is over. We're looking at $46,649,556 in revenues for next year, anticipated revenues. And then, of course, that will change once I get the property taxes more finalized with the assessor's office. I'll work with Sierra and Araceli on that. The salaries and benefits right now, we're estimating $38,269,822. That is a $702,939 increase over 2025's adopted budget. And the operating expenditures are estimated at $19,093,419 at this time, and that's only a $56,098 increase over last year's budget. So total expenditures, we're looking at $57,363,241 and an estimated ending fund balance right now of $13,286,315. If you look at last year's budget, we had anticipated $14,212,513, and looking at what we're anticipating the ending fund balance to be, about $24 million. That indicates that this number is going to be much higher than the $13,286,315, since we budget conservatively. I did go through and reconciled the full-time equivalent employees, and that's included in your packet as well, and in your folders. The Excel version is in your folders, so I'll jump to that. Oh, I started putting in, I'm trying to reconcile the position control, so don't mind Megan's numbers in there. So for the general fund, at this point in time, we have 288.54 FTEs approved. There's a change of a negative 1.58, and that includes, we had facilities and grounds, a temporary 0.42 seasonal maintenance that I added into the account. We lost the ARPA position, and then community development lost the temporary scanner position, one of them, a while back. So these are temporary positions that were added or removed before the budget process. We have in here the juvenile court services, the net zero change, which was converting the one FTE, or the two part-time positions. We made that a one FTE during the year, and then they have that temporary position to cover for someone out on FMLA that currently has not been approved, so I have that as a removal in the budget at this point in time. So that is the 288.54. If you have questions on that, let me know. To go into Excel, you can hover over the cell, and it shows the notes that I have on there on when the approval was made or the change was made. For the special funds, the employees, we have a total of 135.92. We had a removal of 1.5 in equipment rental and revolving fund. One of the employees was the central shop assistant that was removed through attrition. That employee retired and that position was not filled. And then they had a half-time shop assistant that hadn't been filled for like 20 years or something that we just carried on. I don't know if it hadn't been that long, but it was a really long time that it was unfilled, so it finally got removed from the count. We had a total of 3 employees that I found that were added in health, and one of them was an error correction. I had not counted them in the 2025 adopted budget, and I should have. And then it looked like we added another 2 through grants. One of those we just approved in the 2026 budget process. That was the Puget Sound grant, or what, I forget the name of the grant, but $135,000 grant total. Part of it was a vehicle, and the other part was an FTE. So health has a total of 33 FTEs. So that was surprising to me. I wasn't expecting the total of 3 additional FTEs there. But at this point, we have 424.46 FTEs, where last year in the adopted budget we had 424.54, so just a slight decrease in overall in FTEs. So any questions on the FTEs, let me know. I can take a look. We can bring this back again. Okay, I'm going to stop my share and go back to the budget.
I do have one question. Can you go back to 2020 and take a look at health and see what the numbers were? Because I know that during that time there were grants from the federal government and from, I think, the state to assist during COVID. So I'm not sure whether those numbers, did those grants go away? Did they? How? I'm just curious to know how that changed from the COVID years to now.
So if you go back to the 2020 adopted budget, there were 18.6 FTEs. So yeah, they've had quite the increase, and almost double since then. So yeah, and if you go and look at the additions, there's notes in all of those fields on the increases in that fund, or in every fund.
I know most of the positions are grant funded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe in health they're all grant funded, but there's the portion from the general fund. They're grant funded, but there's grant match or administrative costs that aren't covered in some of those grants, and so that's what that additional that transfer from the general fund covers.
Okay.
I can get a breakdown from health on that. From past years, and then they anticipate moving forward what that's going to be.
Okay.
So I can get more detail on that.
Okay, appreciate that. Yeah, it's hard. I don't want to question the ones that are, grant. I mean, I do, but I don't. But I understand more about the grant funded and then the fee funded positions. But the others, I'd just be curious. Thank you.
So, any questions on the general fund before we move on to special funds? At this point, we'll go over the PLRs last, if you choose to do that at this time. Can't see part of my screen because the sharing part is in the way. Okay, so on the special funds for the 2026 maintenance level, I don't think we had any changes since last week, except for the salaries and benefits, of course. So right now, for the special funds, we're looking at total revenue and beginning fund balances of $126,086,346. Total salaries and benefits, $16,541,383. And operating expenditures, $51,247,256. Ending fund balances at $58,297,707. And and they still have, their PLRs outstanding for Public Works, so, are we briefing next Monday, the 10th? I know we have
believe we
the 11th
are.
as a holiday.
I believe we are.
Okay,
Let me look.
so we're getting down to the
I have it
wire.
in my calendar, so.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah, we are. for
Okay,
sure.
so we can go through their PLRs now or wait till next week, however you wanna do that.
I would kind of like to wait until next week, cause what I'm doing is I'm going back to the 24 and 25 and getting the numbers there for the PLR request, just to compare, whether we've increased or how much they actually have for the 25, and they're asking for additional money, and do they really need it, so. It's up to you guys though.
I'd like to wait until we decide on the overall plan of how we're going to do it, because the things that they're asking for are appreciated, but knowing the numbers as I do, knowing what it's actually gonna come out to and, what it actually looks like, I don't think a lot of that is, a problem, but a lot of it's not needed either. We gotta just separate that out. I think, we need to move some of that money as we make cuts, if we're gonna make the cuts that I think we should be making, into the general fund, under patrol for the sheriff's department. Until we start to make those decisions, I don't know how we can decide on their requests.
Exactly.
So on the special funds, so most of Public Works, I think like, some of them have been pre-approved, really, I believe. So, just
Well, stuff that have been pre-approved would already be our maintenance. If we pre-approved it, unless we're gonna take it away, that comes at a later date if we decide to make cuts. I would think that pre-approved means,
Well, I think some of these are projects that have already been planned, right?
yeah, so I mean, I look at them a little differently than the general fund. So I just wanted to make that point that some of these really probably should be in maintenance, and I don't want to wait too long to
Yeah,
move
what do you
them
mean
along.
by
North Bay
pre-approved?
and Russellwood.
Maybe that's the question I'm supposed to ask.
Like, I mean, their equipment that they purchase for ER&R or for roads and.
That we
you know,
already told them to purchase, right?
I don't know if they already got approval to purchase this, but,
Okay, well, then if it's not approved, then it's a PLR.
okay,
But if it is approved, because that was the term you used, that's different, it means we did an action.
yeah, I mean, there wasn't an action, but I think they've already come and talked about it, and, so,
Like the wash rack.
yeah. So, I mean, we can definitely wait and talk about those things later, until next Monday. The budget has to be on the website on the 17th, and any changes, that are made between now and then. I just feel like we're kind of getting down to the wire, and anything that I can move over into maintenance now will be less work and less prone to errors,
I agree.
The one that I am worried about is Russellwood. They're asking for an additional 35,000 from.
I think personally, I think that's a maintenance one, I don't know if there's any other option.
Okay.
Compliance requirements, R&M and professional service contracts, and capital needs, 35,000.
Question is, can we expend some of that out of REIT? That would be the question I would have. Or perhaps even 09, of which we have the ability and authority to do that. We need to refocus some of our energies. Anything we can refocus out of REIT, 09, and other means people we don't have to have thread away off on.
I wanna make sure that we're not overextending REIT also.
I think we still got quite a bit going there. We don't have, that's my
We
personal.
do, but we've got a lot of requests too.
Hopefully a lot of them will be said no to, right? The building, the sheriff's department thing, if they bring that request down to 125,000, that changes.
I know the auditor's asking for money too to move the elections department over, and so there's requests out there that I don't think that we've
Yeah, and that might
been
not happen.
fully been vetted.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that might not happen. those are different, those are bigger. Right now, I think it's just a policy decision, but I think REIT funds and 09 both have to be reconciled for keeping what we can to keep employees and stuff.
Mhm. Okay, so that is all that I have for you today, unless you want to go through anything else.
Well, I'm getting shakes, not nods, so I guess we're good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else for us?
The only other thing I would wanna bring up is I should have brought it up last week, but, every once in a while, we get some good news. I don't know if you saw, but, Maggie over at OPD did get a pretty nice grant that came in that she got approved for here, a couple weeks ago now for, about $123,500 for just general improvements to OPD, and it's got pretty broad uses, and so she managed to secure those funds, and so
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
was pretty excited to see that, and she's over there still getting after it, which is awesome.
Definitely an asset,
100%.
yeah.
So we'll want to put that on the November 25th action agenda, right?
You'll wanna get a hold of her and find out how she wants to.
She
Well,
did.
probably.
She did get a hold of me
Oh,
and ask
okay.
me, so that's what I was.
Well, then, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I thought she was gonna be briefing that, so I thought, oh, you must be briefing it for her, but.
No, I was just
Okay.
simply bringing it up as it was awesome work that I saw come across my desk and wanted to make sure that everybody was aware.
Well, and now we've been briefed, and so now it'll be on the schedule.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool, thank you.
Before you go,
Right.
so I would hope that the next time we start to do this, because we're running out of time, that we'll go through for all the the PLRs, and go through the ones that are maintenance, at least get those off our plates, so we understand, and then we have to start talking about if we see that there's a risk for the future.
And there's definitely a
Yeah,
risk.
I agree. But with that, my belief is the stuff we move to maintenance is stuff that's, we're gonna have to do. We're not, even our cuts, we're not gonna be able to cut the stuff, this is stuff with contracts that have to be extended, and the like. Those won't be our savings, because 80% of it is all personnel. But I'd like to get that out, off of the table soon, and then we could know what we're looking at.
That's why I'm doing the 24-25
Well, that's
actuals,
why,
yeah.
and that's why I'm asking if you'd be okay, if maybe the next time we do it, that's the one.
Oh, I
we-
think we have to,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I got something for you, Travis.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of a, so, our staff in the jails and stuff like that, their risk level has been going up because I understand that we're being forced, we bought those scanners and stuff like that, we're being forced to tone those down, to not be able to use them at the level that they were meant to. And with that, I do know that there's been a few times where, we know it comes in all the time anyway, but that a few times where fentanyl has made it through and our staff ends up getting their hands on it, and that scares the hell out of me, because eventually one seal will open or whatever, and I don't even know what I'm asking you, but I just wanna say, I know that that's a reality we're dealing with right now. And there may be cost with that, but one life, because I really think it's so stupid, one thing can open and that could be the end of it. Please look at us and bring us some options on what to do, or maybe it's even to fight to be able to turn that thing back on to a higher rate or something, I don't know. But right now, we're leaving them in a poor situation that has me a little bit worried.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's obviously, it was a decision that came down from the state level.
Yes.
We didn't really have any control over. I'm not sure to what extent that it has value to them at this point. I will say, however, that it was probably prescient on the side of the sheriff's office to look at the canine for the
Yes.
jail, so that it could be trained specifically for contraband in jail. And I know that that is one of the items that they were training for. Whether or not they've finished that training and they're able to deploy it for that purpose or not yet, I'm not sure. However, we will have two canines in the county that will be available to do those sort of searches, keep the jail safe. But as far as the The scanner, I think that would have to be something at the legislative level that would be addressed.
And that's just one part though, and if we have to fight that, maybe we look at that as an option. And this is not gonna be, you're not gonna probably like what I'm gonna say, but small costs today, large savings tomorrow. 2 canine specifically to work the system over and over, you know, be there when whenever people are coming in. Just throwing it out there. I don't even like that I'm saying it, but I don't know other options. If I could think of other options, I would.
Maybe we talk to the jail, for sure, let's add that to Deb's, list for the legislative priorities.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be prudent to talk to the jail chief and find out, you know, to what extent it's impacting their operations and how much it has decreased safety, or if they've pivoted to something else that works. I'm not 100% certain on that, but yeah, I can definitely reach out to Shane and find out what the status of that is, and if they've pivoted to something else that works, or, you know, what schedule the K-9 is working, and whether or not, because they may be working some schedule where when somebody is being brought in for booking, they're putting it to a holding cell, and they can do a search after that in order to, you know, ameliorate a safety concern. But yeah, I'll definitely reach out to them and find out what the actual status of that is at this point.
And how we can help.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's see, we got a notice from TJ about Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And I don't know if you guys did the training or not, but I completed all of them, and I'm really glad that he sent out the last 2 episodes. And so just wanted to thank him. I was part of that 50%, so it was interesting. It was really a good training.
Have they done another one recently? They did one a while back. I did that one.
No, it was a full month worth.
A long time ago?
No.
Oh.
No, last month.
Oh, then I don't have that.
All of
one.
October, it was coming out in the email.
Okay, I'm having a hard time accessing. I did the wildfire one, but I got this other one that they just won't let me in no matter what.
Yes. Should be on
You
there.
But
may
there's
have to
I only
use,
have one.
you may have to use Google Chrome. Mine locked me out several times.
Is that what it is? Try to go out,
I had
okay,
to use Google Chrome to
okay.
open
No,
them.
I've had to do that now with my emails. So that might be what it is. It just doesn't like me. I can't, it sends me back, and sometimes it tells me I don't exist, sometimes it tells me that my account's pending.
With the new update, you do need to use the app and not the web link.
Yep.
For email. And TJ can set you up with that. Actually, Chris can when he's back. He
Yeah.
did it for me. I
We'll do that.
won't pretend I did it.
All right, this afternoon, if you're available also, Travis, go over to DCD, because their records retention person contacted me and said, hey, if you guys wanna know what we did, come on over, and I took her up on that, so we'll go over and see how we can maybe help Charles out with his records retention. It's pretty cool. And then we'll also get a hold of the state archives and work with that too. Okay.
I'm heading out to Sets Up Business Park for an EDD. I forgot what the title is. I'd have to look that up, but it's the 4 counties getting together with, and Lewis will be part of this.
Cool.
I have my glasses, can't see anything. I don't even know what day we're on, the 3rd.
And then also Wasack sent out their LSC nomination, or who do you want on there? I would love to do it one more year. If that's okay with you.
Is there an
guys.
action that you need us to do to make that happen?
No,
Or?
and just fill out the form and. Cool.
Yeah.
Ed?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
One more year.
Just so long as you don't add it onto my plate.
423 days. Not that I'm counting. Okay. Anything else, commissioners?
Madam Chair, move we adjourn.
Oh, check on the
Second.
hearing tomorrow, sorry. See if we need that hearing tomorrow.
Let's call him again right now. I never signed, he wasn't here, I never signed that document. He wanted to change it and he wanted us to promise to give it to him. I couldn't sign that because I can't promise to give him. That's what the meeting is for. So I don't know. I never saw anything that said that they continued, didn't continue.
For tomorrow, we have a special
Yeah.
hearing on lots 3 and 4. And so Commissioner Netherland is
Call him right now.
concerned.
Because it could have died. The deal could have died without signing it, but he was supposed to,
Because he wanted an
But he-
extension, right?
yeah, he could have got them
This is on
just to
the
agree not
property.
to.
Yeah, I know which properties it is, I'm just not sure what the, maybe I'm behind the curve on this one.
Well, he may not have
Don't
gone
feel
forward
like-
except for what they sent me. I just wasn't. Damn it. That's why I didn't get through the last time. remember?
Go Wi-Fi, take off
Yep.
Wi-Fi.
All right, I second the
No,
What's that?
no,
Oh,
we're
we've,
still-
we've
we're still
not,
going.
we've not adjourned yet.
That didn't work for me. Okay, I'll go and try the old one then again.
Yeah.
Off.
I'm not gonna make that WhatsApp virtual assembly.
Nah, this one's kind of,
Yeah, it's a regional port forum, Grace Harbor, Mason, Pacific, Thurston counties. It's
that's an important one.
put on by the EDD.
Yeah.
But I gotta be down at Satsop at 1. So I got a little time, not much.
Not reaching in.
Hey, Richard, it's Randy. Needed a little bit of information real quick. When they sent on the properties up there at Public Works, they sent that request for us to sign something I couldn't sign when it came to promising them the property. What was the outcome of that? Are they still in? Is everything still fine? Because we have a hearing set up for tomorrow.
Yeah, they did sign a blank extension.
Okay, they signed the blank extension. Okay, that's all we needed. So we're still good.
Then they sent a memo of letters cleaning or something as well, and they sent all that to,
Yeah, and we couldn't sign that.
well, Travis, I was just at, they sent a
So there's an agenda.
memo of letters cleaning.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
Fun.
Okay, but the other extension is still good. We're set. Okay, we'll have the hearing tomorrow then.
Alrighty.
Nope, thank you. So, yeah,
Cool,
so,
thank you.
because we never signed, but they had signed the original one, and they must have come in afterwards, they wanted this. But again, what they asked for was just not something any of us could do.
That's the one that I called you on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know where we're at.
Okay, cool. All
Madam
right.
Chair, move we adjourn.
Second.
We have to adjourn now.